The Maharashtra government has issued a new order today making Hindi the third general language for students in classes 1 to 5 in Marathi and English medium schools. While Hindi is not technically mandatory in the state, it can only be replaced if at least 20 students in a class opt for another Indian language. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said that the compulsion for students in the state to learn Hindi has now been removed by this new order, and now any Indian language can be chosen as the third language. Now, the move, of course, has reignited the debate around linguistic imposition, with a strong pushback coming from regional parties and language rights activists in Maharashtra who say that this is a backdoor attempt to promote Hindi at the cost of regional identity. We have seen similar controversies in states such as Tamil Nadu and also Karnataka, but the government insists that this is about national integration, not imposition, while critics have argued that the 20-student clause makes opting out of Hindi practically impossible in most schools. So what is the truth here? That is what we will try to understand. Let's first listen into some reactions.
कुठलीही भारतीय भाषा शिकण्याचा पर्याय आपण विद्यार्थ्यांना दिलेला आहे. मला एकच गोष्ट सांगायची आहे की आपण सगळे लोक इंग्रजीचा पुरस्कार करतो आणि भारतीय भाषांचा तिरस्कार करतो. हे योग्य नाहीये. भारतीय भाषा इंग्रजीपेक्षा चांगल्या आहेत. ठीक आहे, आता इंग्रजी व्यवहार भाषा झाली आहे, पण या नवीन शैक्षणिक धोरणाने सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं काम जर काही केलं असेल तर मराठीला ज्ञानभाषा बनवण्याचा मार्ग खुला केलाय. आता आपण इंजिनिअरिंग, अभियांत्रिकी हे मराठीत शिकवायला लागलो. यापूर्वी कधीच नव्हतं. नवीन शैक्षणिक धोरणामुळे आपले डॉक्टर जे बनतायत वैद्यकीय क्षेत्रात ते मराठीमध्ये बनतायत, MBA मराठीमध्ये बनतायत. म्हणजे नवीन शैक्षणिक धोरणाने मराठीला वैश्विक भाषा, ज्ञान भाषा आणि अर्थकारणाची भाषा बनवण्याचा.
Well, Vishwas Pathak of the BJP joins us. We also have Krishna Hegde, who's the spokesperson and ex-MLA Shiv Sena, joining us. Thank you, both of you. Will also be joined by others in just a bit. Vishwas Pathak, how do you look at this controversy, sir? Because some pro-Marathi outfits even today have accused the government of reintroducing the same policy through the backdoor after initially backtracking, and the opposition Congress is accusing your government of stabbing Marathi people in the chest.
Purely political thing. It is a matter of 2-3 months' time. After BMC elections are over, they will stop talking about this thing. So, the fact of the matter is that since 1968, Kothari Commission outlaid the formula of 3-language formula, and accordingly, Maharashtra has been teaching 3 languages all across. The people of my age or my generation, they have been learning this Hindi, English, Marathi all put together. Now, after this new education policy came in place, it proposed to teach 3 languages to the students in school times. Out of that, Maharashtra has adopted a policy whereby Marathi is going to be compulsory. And now today, in Marathi, one can learn medical science, one can learn engineering science, and one can learn economics also. So, Marathi is going to be compulsory. Then it comes to English. For English language, these people have got any opposition whatsoever. They are okay with English. Then what is the problem with Hindi? And we are not making Hindi as a compulsory. It is a third language which will be optional to the students. If you get more than 20 students for one particular language, that arrangement for teaching will be made by this government. So we have not made Hindi as a compulsion. Marathi, yes, it is a compulsion. And in Marathi, we are allowing every kind of education to be imparted.
Okay, so you have clarified your position. Let me also introduce the other guest, Bhavna Sharma Jain, who's the spokesperson of the Congress Party. We have also Yogesh Chile, who's a spokesperson MNS. Thank you both of you for joining me on this broadcast. Mr. Hegde, to you also, because how do you look at this controversy, sir? Because Shiv Sena is the party that has always stood for the Marathi Manus, and the national education policy was brought in by the centre. You are in alliance with the BJP and NCP in the state. Also, the chief minister is from the BJP. Critics have claimed that the government's latest move contradicts what school education minister Dada Bhuse, your own person, said, that Hindi would not be made mandatory for primary classes. He had in fact said that the 3-language formula was on hold and schools will continue with the existing 2-language system. But like Mr. Pathak also pointed out, that this is something that's been going on for several years. Do you think all of this is just being politicized, or do you think that there is a rethink that the government has had?
Let me tell you that Marathi is the utmost important language for us. It is the official language of the state. It is the language where all the state procedures and paperwork happen. And Marathi is the language which everyone needs to know and everyone needs to speak. And therefore, we are not going back on that. Now, regarding the controversy of the third language, let me tell you that this language is not compulsory. You can opt for it if there is a class of 20, and this is for standard 1 to 5. Secondly, there is no harm in knowing an additional language, like Vishwas ji has, very clearly said here. Whether you have to speak Hindi, Urdu, Kannada, Telugu, or English is the choice of the student as a third language. Suppose we are having Marathi and English as the first two languages, the child can opt in his standards for whatever language he chooses. Thirdly, the word compulsory has been removed, and we can only say that even if a person chooses Hindi, it will help him across India to do business, and we want the Marathi youth to do well. Similarly, if he opts for English, he can do work not only in India but also overseas, and that will help his future. It will help the future of the Marathi Manus. And therefore, the state is extremely proactive, and we are looking at anything which helps the students. And therefore, there is no need to politicize such matters, especially when it comes to education. Okay. And I think all parties should come together and look at the benefit of the students.
Okay, Yogesh Shile represents the MNS. Yogesh ji, BMC के चुनाव आने वाले हैं, तो जो भी MNS बोलेगा उसको बहुत सीरियसली लिया जाएगा, because every party wants to at least have you as a friend right now. आपका क्या कहना है? Because I was listening to Raj ठाकरे जी, and उनका कहना ये है कि पत्थर की तरह वो खड़े रहेंगे with students, with people who believe that Marathi is being sort of undermined. लेकिन देवेंद्र फडणवीस का भी कहना है कि he has spoken to your boss, and he is saying that this is just about ensuring that Marathi gets its place and also give options to students.
नहीं, ये अभी जो शुरू है बीजेपी का और दादा भूसे जो हमारे मिनिस्टर है, शिक्षा मंत्री है उनका, उन्होंने माननीय राज साहब से आके एक बात कही है और लोगों के सामने अलग बात रख रहे हैं। अभी मैं आपको दो तीन बातें बताता हूं। अगर त्रिभाषा सूत्र आपको महाराष्ट्र में लागू करना है तो आपको ये पूरे देश में लागू करना पड़ेगा। आज यूपी में अगर आप 3 भाषा लेती है तो सिर्फ हिंदी और अंग्रेजी है, तीसरी भाषा कौन सी है? वहां पे क्यों नहीं त्रिभाषा सूत्र के अनुसार मराठी सिखाई जाती है? वैसे भी लोग यहीं पे महाराष्ट्र में आके जॉब कर रहे हैं तो उनको मराठी आना जरूरी है। बिहार में तीसरी भाषा कौन सी है? वहां पे क्यों मराठी नहीं आप लागू करते? अगर हिंदी आपको पूरे देश में लागू करनी है तो हिंदी कोई राष्ट्रभाषा नहीं है। जो देश में अलग अलग 22 भाषा है उसमें से एक हिंदी है, उसमें से एक मराठी है। तो जैसे आप महाराष्ट्र में हिंदी त्रिभाषा सूत्र के अनुसार लागू करना चाहते हैं, वैसे आप मराठी यूपी बिहार में क्यों लागू करना नहीं चाहते? दूसरी बात, कर्नाटका में जहां पे आपने देखा कर्नाटका में 5th से लेकर 7th तक हिंदी है। किसी भी राज्य में पहले स्टैंडर्ड से लेकर 4th स्टैंडर्ड 5वीं स्टैंडर्ड तक कहीं पे भी हिंदी पढ़ाई नहीं जा रही है। जो नॉन हिंदी भाषिक राज्य है वहां पे गुजरात में भी 5वीं से लेकर 7वीं तक यानी 5th के आगे हिंदी भाषा पढ़ाई जा रही है। तो इनका महाराष्ट्र में ही सिर्फ क्यों इतना आपको जबरदस्ती करनी है कि आपको फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड से ही हिंदी सीखनी है? हमारा यही सवाल है। हमारा हिंदी को कोई भी हम हिंदी को विरोध नहीं कर रहे।
Okay, let me get in Bhavna Jain here. Bhavna, you represent the Congress party. How is the Congress party looking at this? Because the 3-language policy, the 3-language formula was originally envisaged during the Congress time. Now, how do you look at this?
See, the whole idea of the BJP is the idea of uniformity. They want to impose their idea across the nation. They do not recognize that diversity is our strength. And the nation has, our states were organized based on languages. Now, that is my first point, my first submission, that it is very important to recognize our regional differences and value
Bhavna,
them.
would you say that there should be just a two-language policy like Tamil Nadu has? What would the Congress Party's position be in this? Because, are you looking at just a two-language policy, or you're saying that Hindi should not be there at all?
I think that the choice should be after a certain age. Imposing from first standard to fifth standard a third language is too much burden on a small child. Now, if you think about that, so what is most important for the children in Maharashtra is the Marathi, their mother tongue. So learning their culture, their language is of the utmost importance. So, of course, Marathi has to be there. Now, English is the global language, which puts our kids, to compete worldwide. Now, learning a third language, you should give an option after sixth standard. Why? The Marathi
It would be completely unfair to all the migrant communities who are settled in Mumbai. Mumbai is also celebrated to be the melting point of all cultures in India.
Migrant community is a small percentage in the rural entire state of Maharashtra, and its huge population that it has cannot subscribe to people who are just coming based on migrant labor, that the migrants who are coming into the state, yes, they are coming and they are welcome, and this is India. That is why we have cross-cultural exchange. But for our identity, for Maharashtra's identity, it is very important that the children are not imposed on by putting three languages on them. The burden of three languages is too much. And it is BJP's U-turn now. Okay. If you see what they came with, they wanted to make Hindi compulsory. My submission is, have you talked to the teachers? Have you talked to the parents? The teachers and the parents are up in arms. Because on small children in primary schools, the two languages itself is
Vishwas Pathak, you heard points
then
from everybody.
The burden of learning a third language.
Let me bring in what Mr. Yogesh also said. When a student in UP is not asked to learn Marathi, why is a student in Maharashtra being asked to learn Hindi is what he's asking. Mr. Vishwas Pathak.
Basically, now tell me, assuming that Maharashtra is going to teach only Marathi as a language, not Hindi and English, do you mean to say that that student will not study any other subject? He is going to study civics, he is going to study geography, he is going to study science, social science, everything. So whatever subjects will be taught, it will be taught in Marathi. That is our policy also. But in addition to that, we are asking those boys to learn English and Hindi as a language. We are not giving him teachings or learning in Hindi or English. So it is additional language. Today, all the states, excluding Tamil Nadu, they are teaching the three languages, including Karnataka, where Congress government is ruling. So what is the problem? And tell me, even I studied in Marathi till 10th of the standard, but then I realized I had a lot of efforts to be put in and struggle to come out of that. For entire India, when I was traveling, Hindi came handy. Internationally, English came handy. So I think learning more languages than one language is always beneficial. And at that stage,
Marks from you, sir, how do you see this controversy? Do you see this diluting Shiv Sena's position on Marathi? Because at the end of the day, the three-language policy does emphasize on multilingual abilities.
No, not at all. I had told you very clearly that Marathi is the utmost important language for our state, and all official procedure happens in Marathi. Moreover, I would also like to correct the esteemed Manse spokesperson who said that there are no three languages. Except in Tamil Nadu, there are three languages in every state. And Bihar, which he was talking about, in Bihar, the third language, you can choose between Sanskrit and Urdu. So, it depends on the student which language they have to choose. And therefore, we are given,
Mr. Hegde, we've all taken Sanskrit as a third language, sir. And, we never really learned other languages, which something that
No, I'm talking about
Bihar.
About. Bihar is giving the alternate of Sanskrit and Urdu.
Okay.
We are not talking about Maharashtra here. We have Maharashtra is very clearly said that
will your government, if a student wants to learn Tamil or Telugu, will your government ensure that there are facilities for that, if there are teachers for that?
Like BMC public schools in Mumbai are teaching all languages, including Tamil,
Closing
Telugu,
remarks, Yogesh,
Urdu and
from you.
and Kannada.
Okay, Yogesh ji, आपसे closing remarks.
मैडम, पहली बात तो त्रिभाषा सूत्र कहीं पे नहीं है ऐसा मैंने कहा नहीं। मैंने कहा कि कर्नाटक में भी त्रिभाषा सूत्र है, मगर 5वीं से लेके वो हिंदी सिखा रहे हैं। पहली से हिंदी सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र में जबरदस्ती की जा रही है। तमिलनाडु में तो द्विभाषा सूत्र ही है। और रही बात गुजरात की, तो जिस गुजरात से पंतप्रधान खुद बिलोंग करते हैं, उस गुजरात में भी पहली कक्षा से हिंदी सिखाई नहीं जाती। तो सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र में ये जबरदस्ती क्यों है, ये हमारा सवाल है।
पढ़ा है सर, मैंने गुजरात से पढ़ाई की है हिंदी। आई हैव लर्न फ्रॉम क्लास 3। थैंक यू सो मच ऑल ऑफ यू फॉर बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ दिस ब्रॉडकास्ट।